People say, where's your favorite place to go in all of America? And I say, home. Yes, I live in Somerville, South Carolina. If you live there, it'd be your favorite place too. Well, maybe not, because I'd be your neighbor, but we'll let that pass. Well, you know Miss Meadows and the girls? Yeah, Miss Meadows. You know, Miss Meadows, she is the president of the League of Women Voters. Oh yeah, she's very politically well connected. She keeps her finger on the political pulse of 5 counties. Everybody knows Miss Meadows and her committee, the girls. One day, Brother Fox had gone down to Miss Meadows' house. He had decided he was going to run for magistrate. And he went down to Miss Meadows' house and asked her if she would endorse his candidacy. Well, Miss Meadows quickly explained to him. She said, now, Brother Fox, we don't endorse candidates. I'm president of League of Women Voters. We're more about voter registration. But I tell you what, we like to encourage the democratic process. So why don't you come back a week from Tuesday? I have an old stump out there in the front yard where I had to saw down a magnolia tree that got diseased. That'll make a perfect place for you to climb up on top of and give us a little speech. You can speechify, and we'll see if we can get a crowd for a political rally. I'll make some lemonade and a couple dozen cookies or so. Brother Fox thanked Miss Meadows for her help. He said that'd be just fine. He went on up the road. Well, later that same day, Brer Rabbit came to call on Miss Meadows and the girls. She happened to mention that Brother Fox was going to run for magistrate. And Brother Rabbit said, Brother Fox? Which Brother Fox you talking about? That one that's got all that red hair? She said, oh yeah, that red Brother Fox, a handsome man. He said, him what got caught in that tar baby scandal a couple years ago? She said, yeah, that's the one, but that's all been forgiven. He's going to run for magistrate. He's going to come around a week from Tuesday and give a stump speech. He said, oh yeah, I know that Brother Fox. He been my daddy's riding horse, well known to 30 years. She said, get on, Brer Rabbit. You carry on like that, so? He said, nah, that be for true. He said, now that my daddy done passed, he's been my riding horse. I ride Brother Fox anywhere I want to go. She said, I don't believe it. He said, well, I'll tell you what. I don't think that it's the American way for somebody to run for office unopposed. So tell Brother Fox that I'm going to run against him for that office of magistrate, and tell him to come call on me a week from Tuesday. We'll come to your house together, and instead of him giving a stump speech, we'll have a proper debate, one candidate against the other. And you'll have the cookies and the lemonade. Oh yeah, she'd have the cookies and the lemonade. He said, you're going to see, you're going to see. I'm going to be riding on Brother Fox because he's my family's riding horse. She said, get on with yourself, Brother Rabbit. He said, no, you're going to see. Well, Brother Rabbit started for home. He figured if he's going to run for office, he needed to poll the electorate, find out what the issues of the day were all about. He went past Brother Turkey's place. Now, Brother Turkey was out in his side yard. He had a big wall built up around a tomato patch. You could hear Brother Turkey behind that wall working in those tomatoes. Just carrying on like that, fussing and talking to himself. You might not be fluent in Turkey. Of course, if you're politically active, you talk turkey all the time. He was like, I don't know why he had to have that big wall around the tomato patch. You probably got a neighbor like that, all the time scratching in the dirt, won't never share a vegetable with anybody. It's most unchristian. Well, Brother Rabbit talked to Brother Turkey. Brother Turkey's issue was property rights. He said he had to have that big wall around his tomato patch to protect his tomato vines. Mainly because John Deere kept chasing Jane Doe right across his property every night and stomping down his tomato vines, and he was tired of people trespassing on his property. He had that big wall up. Well, Brother Rabbit just listened to it, went on up the road a ways. A little while, he met Miss Henrietta. You know Henrietta. Yeah, the little red hen lives there on Maple Street. She's a good woman. She's all the time helping folks. And she said that her issue was funds for public services, particularly the public library. You know, she's all the time carrying books out to the rural areas, people who live like in Pickens County and all like that, you know, way out there past Hagood Mill. They can't ever get to the library. She wanted to help them out, but she said she needed more funds to do good work. Well, there was a story going around about how she delivered books all the time to rural areas. Librarian said one day, Little Red Hen came into the library, walked up to the counter and went, book, 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 book. Librarian gave her a book. She went out. A few minutes, she came right back. She threw that book down and said, book, 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 book. So she exchanged it. She went out, came right back. Threw that third book down. She thought, there's no way she's reading these Danielle Steele novels that fast. And what is she doing with these books? Book, 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 book. So this time she handed her another book and she followed her. Well, they went out the library, over the river, through the woods, down the bank to a farm pond. There was a big bullfrog sitting on a lily pad. Henrietta would hand the book to him and say, book, 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 book. He'd look at the title and go, read it. She needed more books for the public library. She needed public funds for the library. Brother Rabbit took that in. He went on up the road. Well, just before he got home, sitting up on the power line, he saw Brother Crow. He asked Brother Crow if he had any issues. Brother Crow said, issues? I got issues. I got all kinds of issues. I tell you about my issues. They all racing up and down this road. We got too much traffic in this town. That's my issue. Got all these people on the highway running back and forth, speeding back and forth. Somebody's going to get killed. I appoint myself the crossing guard to sit up here on the power line, help these children get across the road to school. I see the dust kicking up and I start yelling, car, car, car. He said, all these roads are also jammed up, too many people. He said, you know why our roads are so crowded? It's all them halfbacks. Brother Rabbit said, halfbacks? He said, yeah, that's all them damn Yankees. Moved down to Florida. That's too far from their grandchildren. They moved halfway back to South Carolina. Got our roads all jammed up. We can't be having all of this. It's a danger to the society. He just took it all in, went on home. Well, a week for Tuesday come round. Brother Fox came to call on Brother Rabbit. He knocked on Brother Rabbit's door. There was no answer. He knocked a little bit louder. Finally, he heard very faintly from the other side of the door, Brother Rabbit coughing. Is that you, Brother Fox? He said, of course it's me, Brother Rabbit. We're supposed to go down to Miss Meadows' house, have a debate. She done made a couple gallons of lemonade and all those cookies. Got a crowd gathered. I'm too sick, Brother Fox. I just don't think I'm going to be able to go. Brother Fox busted the door open. He said, Brother Rabbit, I can't debate myself. You have got to come down to Miss Meadows' house. We're going to have a political rally. What's wrong with you? He said, I'm telling you, Brother Fox, I don't know. I got a piece of legislation stuck in subcommittee. Unless somebody crosses the aisle, we ain't going to have no forward movement on this motion, if you know what I mean. Brother Fox says, look, if you are that bad off, would it help if I carried you down there to Miss Meadows' house? He said, that might do. If you were to carry me, that might do. And so he climbed out of bed. He got up on Brother Fox's back. He said, oh, Brother Fox, you done put on too much hair grease. You slicked up so trying to impress Miss Meadows and the girls, I slide off and kill myself. If I'm going to ride on your back, maybe I need a saddle. He just happened to have one right under the bed. So he slid that saddle out, put it on Brother Fox's back, tightened up the girth. Brother Rabbit got up in the saddle. He said, oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm riding high. But, you know, I ain't got nothing to hang on to. And if I don't hold on, you get to going good, I'm liable to topple right off. If you were to wear a bridle with reins, that would probably help me hang on. So Brother Fox stood for it. He put a bridle with reins on him. And then Brother Fox felt Brother Rabbit fiddling around with something. He said, what you doing, Brother Rabbit? He said, oh, don't pay me no, never mind. I just got to tighten up these stirrups. He was putting on a set of silver spurs. That's what he was doing. All of a sudden, he jammed those spurs in Brother Fox's hide, and old Fox said, whoa! Took off running down the road. The dust was kicking up. All the animals were gathered to watch. They saw the dust kicking up. Brother Crow started yelling, car, car, car. That wasn't no car. That was Brother Rabbit riding high on Brother Fox's back and waving a big placard that said, Brer Rabbit for president. He rode all the way down the end of the road, whipped around at the end, came up, tied Brother Fox to a tying post, jumped up on that stump, and he lit in with his stump speech. He said, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that every bird brain gets an equal vote. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that we are all created by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are the right to scratch in our gardens, chase the loves of our lives, check out books from our library, and walk on our roads without fear. And so, first of all, let me assert my firm belief, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Any seemingly insurmountable obstacle cannot be overcome by individual endeavor, but with the unity of brotherhood. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I have a dream today that every lion and lamb, every fox and rabbit could work together at the table of brotherhood for the betterment of all. And so I say to you, in the words of that great political philosopher from yesteryear, let's get together, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, he really really had the crowd going, and he launched into every plank of his platform. Brother Turkey, I'm asking you, can you please share a tomato with your neighbors? Brother Turkey, come to this gate. Brother Turkey, tear down this wall. Now, Brother Turkey, I have an issue with property rights, so let me speak to John Deere. John Deere, I'm telling you, the buck stops here. You have got to stop crossing across his property line when you go chasing Jane Doe. And then he saw Brother Skunk standing in the crowd. Brother Crow perched on the power line above him. He said, Brother Crow is worried about our crowded highways. If you elect me your magistrate, I will appoint Brother Skunk to be our high chief of police and sheriff to make sure everybody obeys our traffic laws. The crowd looked a little worried because Brother Skunk, he was very soft-spoken. But Brother Rabbit said, Brother Skunk may speak softly, but he carries a big stink. And then he turned to see Miss Henrietta. And he said, I would like to publicly thank Miss Henrietta for her work taking books to the rural areas. It is not I who misappropriated funds for the public library, but I smell a fox in the hen house. And all those little baby chicks started pointing at Brother Fox and yelling, cheep, 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 cheep. If you elect me your magistrate, not only will I promise a book on every shelf and a bookmobile for every community, I will promise a chicken in every... And then he caught Miss Henrietta's eye and realized he was about to go too far. Never go too far. That's the secret of a successful political campaign. And so he cut that last promise short and just simply ended with the classic, ask not what you can do for your county, but what your county can do for you. And the balloons came flying down from above, and the confetti was floating around. It was more exciting than when Whitney Houston sang the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl. He went around kissing babies and asking for votes, ate bunches of cookies, drank about a gallon of lemonade. And then he made his manners to Miss Meadows. She said, oh, now, Brother Rabbit, I never heard such a fine stump speech in all my life. I have a sudden attack of the vapors. That was the most exciting thing I have ever heard. And it seems like everybody else around here knows that Brother Fox is your riding horse, but I did not know that. I have never seen that in my life. He said, well, that just goes to show you, Miss Meadows, not everything you see on a fox is news. And then he said, you might be wondering how I got all the electric on my side. Well, he said, I polled all of our feathered friends, because recent history shows if you put out a tweet first thing in the morning, you be headline news the rest of the day. He said his goodbyes and went on up the road. Well, Brother Fox busted loose and took off after Brother Rabbit. Brother Rabbit ran up in a hollow log to hide. Well, Brother Fox tried to find him. He couldn't find him anywhere. Finally, he went on home. Brother Rabbit started to scooch out of that log, and he realized he was stuck. He had eaten so many cookies, drunk so much sugary lemonade, he got big and fat, and he was stuck up in that log, and he couldn't move. And he thought to himself, when I look at there, I'm going to die. Then nobody knows where I'm at. I'm just going to waste away and die up in this log. They'll find my body someday. Old Brother Buzzard will come around and sign the death certificate, because he's the coroner, Brother Rabbit started to think about his life, all the horrible things he had done, how he had robbed vegetables from people's gardens, how he had made a fool of Brother Fox, and how lately he had gone into politics. And that made him feel so low, he was able to walk out of that log with headroom and go on home and win magistrate. And that was the end of that.